Today we're gonna talk about AWS Kinesis. So if you're interested in not machine learning, sorry, data analysis, data streaming, I think it's called Kafka. Oh, Apache Kafka or Flink, Apache Flink. This is the session for you. So yeah, as we see here, we're gonna talk about AWS Kinesis with 2 eyes. أنا عن نفسي دائما بخربط في كتابتها، فحفظتها إن هي عبارة عن 2 eyes. But AWS Kinesis with 2 eyes. We're gonna give an introduction types. These are the types. Then we're gonna talk about use cases and some benefits. So, as always, let's give a quick recap. I think بحس quick recap highly that I give like in the beginning of the class. خلاص, that's enough. The screen is not shared. كيف? Weird. I shared it. So again, Kinesis with 2 eyes. Here it's shared screen. Yeah. And tables of content. Let's talk. Okay. So these are the types we're gonna talk about. So let's talk about Kinesis. Okay. So yesterday we've talked about SNS and SQS, and we've talked about how it has producers, then queue or the notifications, the topic, and then we have either consumers for SQS and subscribers for SNS. So today it's kind of similar, but they have a different case. So we're gonna have the same, which is called a producer. Oh, sorry. Let me get this. So we are gonna have a producer, and we're gonna have a consumer, and then there's something in between, which is gonna be the Kinesis. So here we're gonna put K for Kinesis, no matter what type it is. Okay, so this is the first thing we want to understand. It's similar to SQS and SNS. It's gonna have a producer. It's gonna have راح يكون عندنا producer، راح يكون عندنا consumer. producer اللي بنتج الداتا وconsumer اللي بسحب الداتا. تمام؟ ف Kinesis هي من يعني من إذا بدك مثلا تاخذي you wanna take a certificate that's data engineer, which is a new associate certificate. You really need to know about Kinesis and its type. You need to do a lot of hands-on labs عشان تقدري تاخذي شهادة data engineering. Okay, so there's this other thing. Kinesis is typically used for huge data and data analysis. So we're going to have big data to deal with. So the producer, it's going to be رح يكون إشي بيطلع كميات مهولة من الداتا، فايذر رح تكون سوشيال ميديا or whatever. فرح يكون عندنا موضوع big data. بعدين من هاي البيج داتا رح ندخلها على Kinesis عشان ينعملها process. So it's gonna be processed using Kinesis. Why am I like? Okay, so let me put on a text. So Kinesis, oh, nervous. Okay, so Kinesis is going to process and like fix the data for analysis, and then we're gonna send it to a consumer. So we're gonna send it then to a consumer. Guys, give me just 1 minute. I want to close this الباب بس دقيقة. كلبي بفوت بخرب الدنيا وبطلع بس حاله ولا كأنه عامل إشي. المهم. So big data رح تدخل على Kinesis، رح ينعمل لها process، رح ينعمل لها fixing، وبعدين رح تنبعت لكونسيومر. فكينيسيس is typically for big data and analysis. What's the difference between SQS, SNS, and Kinesis? SQS, SNS للmessages, للnotifications, something that is simple. It can be handled in a like reasonable number. Kinesis is used for big data and analysis. Okay. So this is the difference. Then we have this thing that's called shards. وهذا المصطلح يستخدم in a lot of data analysis and separating data. فلنفترض إنه this big data has entered Kinesis, so we're gonna make a big K. Oh, that's So this is a big key, okay? And then the data is coming in from here. How it's gonna process it? It's gonna process it by calling it shards. So shards, it's gonna be like small containers inside of Kinesis, and it's gonna have the data in here. So the data is gonna enter here or here or here, and you get the point. So we have shard 1, shard 2, and shard 3. This is not S3, this is shard 3 and shard 4. Okay? And then it's gonna send the data to the consumer as we said. So طبعا كيف تنكتب if you didn't understand, it's shard or shards. Shards. Okay? So let's begin with the introduction. It's a suite of services to design, we said, large-scale data streaming. It enables real-time data processing. It allows you to collect, process, analyze streaming data, and we've talked about streaming data. It's any kind of big data that is going through something. So a lot of data that is coming, and it's entering like this door. This is a door, by the way, guys. Let me fix up. I'm just gonna like remove all the door and just put a door. Door. Bab. Okay, here's a door. So this is data processing, a lot of data coming through a certain portal or door, and it's gonna be used for processing. It's a powerful tool for building real-time application and analytical solutions or analytic solutions. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the types. We have 4 types. We have data stream, we have Firehose, we have data analytics, and video stream. Of course, on my time, data analytics was full data analytics. Now it's different. So if you said AWS Kinesis data analytics, is gonna like show Flink data analytics. Here it is. Analyze streaming data. I think now it's called AWS Flink, Apache Flink. Here it is. AWS managed service for Apache Flink. So if we looked at Apache Flink, I think it's gonna راح يكون شكله زي السكويرل. زي ايش سكويرل بالعربي؟ سنجاب. So Apache Flink, yeah, 100%. Apache Flink is the software from Apache. It's used for data analysis, okay? So now they team up with Apache Flink and they're using it with for data analysis. Okay. Again, 1 minute, guys, because we're talking about doors. I want to close my door. Give me 1 minute. Back, sorry, again. Okay. So we've talked that we have 4 types of Kinesis. We have data stream, Firehose, data analysis, or data managed for Apache Flink, or in a data video streaming, which is the last one. So let's talk about the first one, data stream. This is for like general purpose. This is like for this, actually, this use case right here. It's used for data analysis. It's the foundational service, and it enables you to collect and process real-time streaming data. You can imagine streaming data like you're having a Facebook Live and you're getting thumbs up and comments throughout the live. So these are streaming data, you know. So imagine you're opening a live like Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi have opened the live. Like, can you imagine the amount of comments and likes he's gonna get on his live video? So these type of interactions need a way to be processed and collected. So it's gonna use some kind of data streaming service. So this is so here you can see a web application as an example. A web application sends user click stream data to Kinesis.stream, and it's gonna help a real-time analytics application consume data, and we've talked about all of this. So you can just imagine the Ronaldo or Messi like opening a live and everyone is liking and commenting on this photo. You can imagine the data stream that's gonna be occur. Okay, So key features, we've talked about shards, producers, and consumers, but if we went back, let's look at it again. So we have a producer, which can be social media, which can be any type of thing that is gonna generate data. So producer here, you can see it is, let me like try and make it a little bit bigger. So application or devices that send data records to stream. Producers can be anything from Internet of Things devices to web servers or mobiles. So this is the producer. Then it's gonna be sent to Kinesis, where it's gonna have these kind of shards, which is like a container for services. So each data stream consists of multiple shards, which are basic units of parallelism, and each shard can ingest 1 megabyte of data per second and read up to 2 megabytes per second. So as I've said, this is gonna be the drawing from now. So producer is gonna enter Kinesis, but it's gonna enter Kinesis in a parallel way. That's a very bad rectangle, sorry. So it's gonna have shards. So S1 and S2. And this is Kinesis, as we said, and then it's gonna go out to the consumer, and then destination, we're gonna talk about it when the time comes. Okay, so here you can see consumer can be anything from applications, can be from platform data lakes or machine learning models. So anything can be can have these data that are processed to be to have analysis. So there's also these things which are called partition keys and retention period. So let's talk about retention period because it's easier. So data in a stream, which is in a shard, can be configured from 24 hours up to 7 days. These allow for replaying and reprocessing of data if needed. So these data that's gonna be here, like these blue data in here, can stay from 24 hours to 7 days. Yes, 24 hours to 7 days. It's going to help us by replaying and reprocessing data if needed. وpartition key بحكي لك إنه data recorded within a shard بدها unique identifier, and it's going to help us which shard that will store data. So let's say any data that is stored in shard 1 is going to have a partition key. So let's say S1.A. Let's give an example. And here you're going to have S2.A. This is like a partition key, okay? Also, use cases. Why do we need a data stream? Why do we need data stream? What's the use cases? We can have it for real-time analysis. We can have log and event data collection, like the Ronaldo and Messi like and commenting live game. We can have what's called a fraud detection, اللي هو كشف الفراد يعني بديش احكي فساد، ولكن فراد اللي هو انك تضحك على واحد، مش عارف شو اسمه، احتيال يس احتيال. But it's gonna help you analyze financial transaction as they happen to detect fraud. So let's imagine if you have a bank, عندك bank, and you know you can't imagine how many transactions per second is gonna happen on that bank. So a lot of data that's coming in. So we're gonna take like a machine learning model, train it to detect fraud، إنه يتدربوا عشان يتعلم الاحتيال وكيف الناس بيحتالوا. And while it's data streaming and while these streams of data coming in, it's gonna actually have the ability to detect fraud. So that's a really good use case, actually, if you want to see from me. Okay, so the second thing we're gonna talk about is Firehose, which is the second service after that stream. So first thing, that stream. Second is Firehose. And this analytical is the easiest way to reload streaming data into data lakes, data stores. I don't care what it says, okay? I don't care what it says. I don't like reading from the side. I just want you to look at this icon right here. So let me, actually, I have it on upload. So let me check it out. Here it is. Okay, as you can see, the icon is like, you can see like water and a hose, and then this hose is going somewhere, okay? احنا قادرين نشوف انه في مي، في بربيش، وهذا البربيش بودي المي لمحل، تمام؟ But this is what Firehose is all about, is those incoming data is gonna enter this hose, and this hose is gonna send it either to a data lake, either to a data storage, either to anywhere you want. So here it says you can send it to a lot of people or analytical services. So there's a few concepts we need to talk about. The first thing is data lake. So what is a data lake? So the first thing when you think of a data lake is a lake. Lake يعني بحيرة. هلا رح نشوف. So let's enter a lake and let's see what we're gonna have. So we're gonna have this is the lake, as it's a I think it's a Chinese or Japanese lake. Yeah, okay. So this lake you can see مستنقع. It has a lot of water. It has a lot of things. It has trees, water. It has these red wooden Japanese or Chinese. I really don't know. I don't want to be cultural appropriate or something, but like there is a lot of things here. في كثير أشياء عنا هون. A data lake is similar. It's a place. So let me write it down for you guys. So data lake is a place where you store data no matter what type the data is. It is used to, yeah, you can store data. It is used then after storing. You can use it for ETL, which is, I always forget the L. It's extract, yeah, transform and load. So extract, transform, and load. So extract is you extract data, then you transform it to the format you want, and then load it. So as you can see here, an example, it says that IoT application needs sensor data to Kinesis data Firehose. So let's say we have an IoT. Let me see if we can have an IoT. So it's like a lot of things. Okay, here it is. Here's like a very good image about IoT. So you can see here that we have a lot of appliances, a lot of shopping cart, في عنا كتير شغلات, a lot of things are going on right here. So these can produce a lot of data and we need it like to go to, this is a fire hose. Wait, that's a really bad fire hose. Okay, this is a fire hose, that's it. AWS Kinesis Firehose, and it's gonna send it to an analytical platform. Let's say we have a lot of lights, and you're gonna keep sending these data, and you come home at 7 o'clock. So let's imagine if you keep training your IoT devices that every time at 7 o'clock the lights are gonna turn up or not turn on. Sorry, turn on. But this is one of the use cases it can do. So IoT applications. Let's see a little bit about key features. So it can compress data, turn it into a zip file. It has the ability to encrypt data using KMS, and we've talked about that. And you can have like multiple destinations. So we talked about a lot of things. So we can have it to Amazon Redshift, which is a data warehouse. So let me write this down to you. So AWS Redshift is a data warehouse. Okay. We have Amazon S3, and then we have Elasticsearch or Elasticsearch. We have any HTTP kind of endpoint. So here you can have like anything, AWS Redshift, AWS S3, any kind of, maybe Athena, like, or Elasticsearch. So you have like multiple services you can think of. So also key feature that it has automatic scaling, so it can scale up and down based on the data that's coming, and data transformation. So what's data transformation? Let's imagine we have doc file, which is Word, or yeah, doc file, which is Word, and after using Firehose FH, it's gonna turn it to .pdf. This is an example, guys. So this also can be considered as data transformation. It's not, this is like file formatting, it's different, but I'm trying to give you the bigger picture. Data transformation, let's say you have a date like 2024, and you don't want it like this, you want it like 10 10, and then 2024. So this is data transformation, okay? It can give you the ability to transform data, as we said. So use cases, we can have a real-time data loading. It's different than data streaming. We can also log an event collection, and we can use it for monitoring and alert. Okay. So data analytics, which is Flink. It enables us to process and analyze streaming data in real time using SQL. We're going to talk about SQL. We've talked about it in the database session, which is structured query language. It's a database language, and it's used to retrieve queries. So used to retrieve AKA information. This is what query means. So here you can see a Kinesis data stream collects a click stream for a website. You can see that that stream collects click streams like live, remember live, Ronaldo, Messi, and data analysis process that stream in real time and compute metrics like number of click per minute. So let's like put it all together. Data stream help us in collecting the likes that Messi had and Ronaldo had in their life. And that analysis will give us the formulation of how many likes we're having per minute, okay? So key features, ingestion. So ingestion is like easily ingestion with data streams and Firehose. Ingestion means like you're eating something and you're ingesting it, فأنت عم تاكل بتهضم فهي بتهضم it, like eats it, let's say. An application template, so you can use template for common use cases like anomaly detection if you're cybersecurity. It's kind of like fraud detection, the thing we've talked about first, but anomaly is kind of different. It's more general than fraud detection. Stream filtering and time series analysis or analytics. Use cases. Of course, we're talking about analytics, so we're going to have real-time analytics. We're going to have monitoring metrics and streaming ETL, which is extract, transform, and load. Okay. Video stream. You can guess by the title. Video stream is gonna be all about video streaming, which is like pretty obvious. So an example is security cameras, as you can see here. So security cameras or surveillance cameras gonna use videos like 24/7, and these videos need something to stream. So it's gonna use AWS video streams, okay? So these streams are processed using Amazon Rekognition for real-time object detection, and results are gonna be stored in S3 buckets. We're gonna talk about AWS Rekognition in our machine learning session. Okay, so it's secure and scalable, as you know, and it's real-time processing because we're gonna have real-time video processing using recognition or machine learning models. And we're gonna talk about recognition in the upcoming session. Playbacks, you can go back to, it's like a surveillance camera, but a really genius one. So you can just imagine that. And you can integrate it with machine learning services, AWS machine learning services, allowing for object detection or sentiment analysis. Use cases, smart homes, industrial IoT, and healthcare. You can use it for a lot of stuff, maybe in banks, police stations. You can think of a lot of things you need smart cameras or CCTVs. So how Kinesis work? First thing, we're going to have a producer or something that produces data. Then we're going to have data streams or AKA shards. One of the things in that streaming is shards, like it's a component of that streaming. And then after data streaming, we're going to have a consumer, which is the one who ingests data or take data or maybe application. And then we're going to have a final destination. So final storage or processing points like S3, Redshift, or Elasticsearch, or any third-party tool like Splunk. I think it's Apache Splunk. It's another service for a Splunk. Is it? Wait, let me. Splunk. Yeah, that's not Apache. Sorry, guys. It's a third party on its own, not Apache Splunk. Yeah. Okay, so use cases. Why do we need Kinesis in general? Not any kind of Kinesis, just Kinesis in general. We can use it for a lot of things. We can use it for real-time analysis using Flink. We can use it for event monitoring, maybe like video streaming, maybe data streams. data ingestion for big data, Firehose or data stream, and IoT data processing. So basically the things we've talked about. So what kind of benefits do we gain by using Kinesis? We're going to have awesome scalability, of course. It's going to handle large volumes of data stream, and it can handle thousands of data producers and consumers simultaneously, ensuring high throughput. So you can have a lot of producers, and all of them are going to be in Kinesis, and these are going to have a lot of consumers. So Kinesis can handle both of them at the same time. You can have real-time processing, which is quick. It's very quick. It's millisecond quick. And then flexibility, it supports various use cases. It also allows you to integrate a lot of AWS services. Plus, Kinesis itself has a lot of application. Like there's 4, so you can use the one you prefer, and you have real-time processing. I think these two are the same, maybe it's different. So yeah, I think this is integration with other services. So it's going to have other services, and it's easy to set up, configure, and reduce complexity. And it's all about, let's say, data streaming and data analysis, as I said. So anyone have any kind of question before we finish the session? Okay. So yeah, I think this is it for today. Let me stop the recording, because if you have like any kind of question, you can ask me off record.